The Ohio State Buckeyes currently sit with the number two recruiting class in 2023 for college football. And they just added another quarterback to what was already a loaded quarterback room as Ryan Day and Corey Dennis continue to show they can get practically any quarterback they jump in on. But what does this mean for Brock Glenn, who just recently committed to Ohio State and the Ohio State quarterback room moving forward? Brock Glenn commits to the Ohio State Buckeyes, and he is a very intriguing player to add this late in the cycle for the Ohio State Buckeyes, already having two other commits in the room, CJ Stroud playing this year, and a high quarterback coming in 2024. Brock Glenn, though, does stand at 6'2", 195 out of Lausanne Collegiate School is the high school he plays in Memphis, Tennessee. He is currently a four-star in the composite and ranked as quarterback 17. He is also a four-star on 24/7 Sports, but ranked as QB 19. So a top 20 quarterback in both of those, the composite and 24/7 Sports. He has some very intriguing traits. For me, Brock Glenn is honestly probably one of the safer quarterbacks. He has got some decent upside, but I feel like if he never actually hits some of that, he's going to be a just very good quarterback in college and possibly making his way to the NFL level. He's got very good athleticism. He really knows how to navigate the pocket. While he mostly plays in shotgun offenses, he does actually have some under center, which is good to see from a high school quarterback, as you don't always see that. A lot of times it's almost exclusively in the shotgun. He does have some plays under center. He knows when to step up and actually when to flush out as well, and still throws fairly well on the run. He does have some mobility and can beat you with his legs. So I don't want you to think that he's not basically a pocket passer. He can be dangerous with his legs. His arm strength, though, is kind of where I think he's lacking a little bit. He's really good in the short and intermediate area, especially in his accuracy, velocity, really quick release as well. I think it really actually gets up and out pretty quickly in the short and intermediate parts of the field. It's his deep ball that really seems to struggle. At times, he does show some pretty good anticipation throws, some pretty good accuracy on those deep balls, but the velocity is missing. The ball does seem to kind of die at times when it's going deep. Sometimes the wide receivers have to kind of stop and wait on it. That's not necessarily a negative. Not every quarterback in the country can throw it 50, 60 yards on a dime, a la Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, those top quarterbacks on the NFL side, CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams, these guys on the college side as well who can do it. And that's not saying that he can't develop that either. He can definitely develop more arm strength. But that really seems to be the area that he's lacking right now. What makes this interesting for Ohio State is we know CJ Stroud's going to be there this year. He's going to be the guy. He's a Heisman candidate, and they have a shot to make it to the playoffs and win the national championship with CJ Stroud. Outside of injury, knock on wood that doesn't happen, CJ Stroud's gone. He's going into the NFL after the season, which then leaves the year that Brock Glenn comes in 2023. Kyle McCord, who was a top three quarterback in his own class, Devin Brown, who was also a top three quarterback in his class, I believe vaulted up to QB2 behind Drew Aller. And then you're going to have Brock Glenn coming in, who's top 20, followed by Dylan Raiola coming in 2024, who I believe is currently sitting not only as a top quarterback in his class, but the top player overall in 2024. I think the quarterback battle next year is what is going to make this commitment for Brock Glenn very intriguing. If Kyle McCord, who I do actually expect to win the job, I've said it many times for those of you who follow any of our shows, still believe in the talent Kyle McCord has. I believe he's a very good quarterback. If he wins that job next year in 2023 when CJ Stroud is gone, I think there's a realistic shot that Devin Brown transfers out and goes somewhere where he can play at that point. If that happens, Brock Glenn sits his freshman season with the Buckeyes and then is able to take over as a sophomore when Dylan Raiola comes in as a freshman, and then maybe they battle it out the sophomore year, or maybe Raiola sits for 2 years. I wouldn't expect that for as good as I think Raiola could be, but I think that is the biggest pivot point right now of this quarterback room that's coming in 2023, and we're going to hit ahead with all of these great quarterbacks coming into this room. If Devin Brown wins that job next year, Kyle McCord transfers out, and I would not be surprised if Brock Glenn does as well, because Devin Brown's going to start for 2 years. Just being honest, I do not think Brock Glenn is better than Devin Brown. I honestly do not think he's better than Kyle McCord. While the upside is there with him right now, I don't see the upside that Devin Brown and Kyle McCord have. So if Kyle McCord wins that job, I definitely think Brock Glenn has a chance to stay and start at some point for Ohio State. But if Devin Brown wins that job in 2023, I think Brock Glenn likely at some point transfers out. We'll see. It's definitely a very intriguing get for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Guys, if you like this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn that bell icon on so every time these videos go live, you get that notification. We just passed 1K. We'd like to get to 2K. College football season's almost here. We're going to be talking tons and tons of college content here. If you play any kind of college fantasy football, we've got our Devy guide, our CFF guide, and our freshman supplemental guide available for purchase on the website. Check the description below for the website link as well, campus2canton.com. Everybody have yourselves a great day, and we will talk to you